Hello, everybody. Joe Nohana, Anthony Crusoe across from me at the table, shaped like a very plastic table in a very fucking hot basement.
Yep.
It's so hot down here. Ungodly hot. Well, anyways, everybody, we're here for the first night of the B Block, New Japan Pro Wrestling, the G1 Climax, number 27. So what do you think of, what'd you think of the night here, Anthony?
B Block was pretty solid. It's tough to say what the match of the night was. Probably Okada Yano. No, I'm kidding.
Get the fuck out of here.
Probably Omega Suzuki. It has to be Omega Suzuki.
I'm going to combat that statement. I thought the best match of the night was Kojima and Juice Robinson.
That was a good match too, yeah.
That match was fucking great.
Yeah.
And the reason why it was so great is because the story of the senpai and the kohai was not only kind of funny, a little funny, and a little weeby for us here, who make fun of those words, but in a way, it really was the kohai versus the senpai.
Yes.
But I thought it was a lot of fun, man. They beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
And other than that, the second best match of the night, Evil and Sanada was really good.
Yeah.
Like, good for two guys who are just kind of tertiary dudes in a stable. Did not expect them to go. They were featured, by the way, on the posters and all the stuff for this night.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think Suzuki and Omega was good, except for the chicanery that occurred with Suzuki-gun.
Well, I mean, it's Suzuki-gun, of course.
Obviously, if that did not happen, then it would have been a great match. Because it really was. The ending was really, really good. I thought the fucking end was great. I mean, everything that happened towards the end was really, really good.
Yeah.
But other than that, it would have been the match of the night for me if the tomfoolery didn't occur with Suzuki-gun. But, so that's what we think. And we'll get into it here. First match of the night in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo. This happened on July 20th. At 5:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Why are the? Oh, wait. Oh, these are the block matches. I'm over here thinking that the show starts at 5:30. That would have been preposterous. No one watches any of the undercard stuff. I did see.
I'm sure a lot of people do because it's just all the other stars from the other block that wrestle in tag matches.
I did see Ibushi and one of the young boys. I totally fucking forgot his name, but it was Ibushi and a young boy teaming up against Saber and Desperado.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the young boy's name, but he was fucking great. And it wasn't Kitamura or Tomoki Yoko. It was somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know any of the young
boys.
Well,
this kid was really, really good, and he worked really well with Saber and fucking Desperado, who worked really well as a tag team, by the way.
Well, he'd have to be at least pretty decent to be a featured young boy.
Yeah, that's right.
On a New Japan show.
Well, I guess I'll start watching the Lionsgate Project on New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we have Satoshi Kojima versus Juice Robinson. So we start off here with Kojima stretching him for a bit, has him in a headlock before Robinson hits a shoulder block and then starts flexing his titties in front of the entire crowd. And I have no idea why he did this, but he did it. Kojima responds by planting him with a DVT. Kojima then hits some Mongolian chops to give a little tribute to his boy on the outside, Tenzan, who was accompanying him to the ring. Both together known as Ten Cozy. Jesus Christ, what a name. Where did that come from? What is the origins of Ten Cozy?
Tenzan and Kojima?
But where's Cozy? What? I thought it was like Tenzan being really snuggled up in a bed. I don't understand where that staple.
That's exactly where it came from.
By the way, they were the tag team of the year in 2001, which is a very interesting fact that I found out. So they fight on the outside for a bit. Juice did a shotgun drop kick on the outside towards the barricade. Marty Asami then began a count, and when Juice hit the drop kick, he just stopped counting. So he said, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
So we'll just stop counting. You know, he went outside to check on Juice Robinson. So I guess he was trying to do his job as a fucking ref, but he still sucks ass. Back in the ring, Kojima does the machine gun chops, and then he attempts to go up to the top rope to drop the elbow. He yells, "Ichausa Bakayado!" And then he gets fucking clotheslined by Juice Robinson, and the crowd fucking hated it. They Juice Robinson is a very beloved gaijin in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But when you cut off Kojima's shtick,
that's one of the biggest crowd interaction spots in Japan.
When you cut off his "I'm coming for you, bastard" taunt, they're not gonna like that shit.
No, yeah,
and that's what I love about the New Japan crowd and the dynamic of the New Japan crowd is because they can like you a lot, but when you fuck with something that they really, really like, you're a heel for that very small amount of time.
I don't know what's worse, that or like fucking up Honma going for like a top rope Kokeshi or something like that.
And getting stopped.
Yeah.
Dead in his tracks. Well, I'll tell you one thing, he did get stopped. He hasn't done a Kokeshi in months.
I don't know how much he's
Gato.
I don't know much of anything he's done in months.
Ruined. No, they showed a picture of him in the gym. He looks
really?
significantly lighter than he once was, obviously.
Well, I'm sure, yeah.
He has like a beard. I'm sure that there's a picture on, I think...
significantly lighter in weight or like in tan?
No, in tan. Yeah,
he is.
His spray tan wore off.
Yeah.
But I think it was Red Shoes that put up a picture of him on Twitter or something, and he just looks so different. He's got hair, black hair,
really,
a black beard. Yeah, man, totally different dude. But hopefully he comes back very soon.
Yeah.
So eventually Kojima does the elbow drop. Juice gets crotched on the corner post, letting Satoshi go back on the offense. Hits a super Koji cutter. Tries to counter. Then Satoshi goes for a lariat. Juice counters it but fails. Then gets hit in the back with a lariat. And then a brainbuster. And at this point, it's like, well, lariat, brainbuster. It's got to be over.
Yeah.
Juice Robinson kicks out. Kojima hits another lariat and still only gets a 2 count. So at this point, you're thinking, man,
those are some of the best lariats in the world, too.
Juice Robinson's probably God.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone can kick out of a Kojima lariat. Kojima goes for another lariat, but Juice counters, hits a sickening left hook that just about took the soul out of Satoshi Kojima. I don't know where he's at anymore.
Yeah.
He's not in that body anymore. That's definitely on standby from now on because he fucking rocked this guy in the face with a left hook. Then Juice hit the pulp friction and wins the match. 11 minutes, 48 seconds this match went. And you know what? Big win for Mr. Robinson here in his first tournament.
I know he's not going to win the block, but I'd like to see him have a really good showing in this.
You know what, man? I'm here, and I'm going to make a small reference to WWE here. But it's like in WWE, you expect guys to be good, and sometimes they flourish or they don't do as much. Juice Robinson's like, well, fuck Juice Robinson. CJ Parker?
Yeah.
NXT? A year later, this dude is hanging with Kojima, and he's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. For a guy who's under the radar pretty well, you know? So it's really good to see that New Japan can pump out guys and make them into pretty legit stars.
Well, I think he was like kind of on his way there. He just had a shit gimmick in WWE where it's...
And he didn't start as a young boy, but it's just the progression.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he actually got fucking really good.
Yeah.
And he's hanging with the best of them. So, and he has a fan base too, by the way.
Yeah.
The ladies love Juice Robinson.
You can always see the big Juice banner with the bear.
We're gonna get Juice Robinson on the show. We're gonna talk about all the Japanese rats that he accumulates.
Oh yeah.
Over in Japan. See how much tail he gets.
Yeah.
So we have Michael Elgin versus Tama Tonga. Another match that I didn't really have much hope for, but boy was I fucking wrong. This match had a lot of logic to it, and in the sense that Tama Tonga knows he can't fuck with Michael Elgin on a power level. On any level, quite frankly. So, in the beginning of the match, Tama starts like running the ropes, doing all this weird shit, and trying to be like fucking, like what's his name from X-Men, the fucking blue guy. Totally just drew a blank on his name.
Beast?
Yeah, no, not Beast. Nightcrawler.
Oh,
he starts rolling around like Nightcrawler and trying to be elusive and shit, and you're like, this idiot's what a fucking idiot. He was trying to fuck with Elgin. He did a lot of elusive stuff, and it all paid off in the end, which is quite impressive for Tama Tonga. So, like I said, he was trying to be elusive in the beginning, and then eventually he gets shoulder blocked, and they fucking murdered him. They fight on the outside a bit. Marty, Asami, of course. Marty doesn't even start a count. Doesn't give a fuck. He's already thrown the book out the window here. Doesn't give a shit. Thomas suplexes Mike on the outside, laying him out until he gets back in at the 14 count. Tonga, at one point, power slams Elgin, then sells the lower back. He goes, fuck. That's a big fucker, and I just lifted him up, and now my back is killing me. And he immediately regretted the fucking move right afterwards. Tonga gets worked over with a bunch of power moves, kicks out of all of them. Then Tama hits the Tonga twist to cut off Elgin's his train of momentum at one point. Then pulls off a fucking Alabama slam. Holy shit. I was very impressed with this spot.
Yeah.
An Alabama slam. Tonga delivered.
Reach into Nikki Bella's playbook then.
What's he going to start doing? The fucking rack attack?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. He knocks the taste out of Elgin's mouth with a drop kick. Counters a springboard shoulder block with a gun stun. Can't get the win after Elgin rolls to the outside to avoid getting pinned. Match comes to a close when Elgin was looking to kill Tonga with a super Death Valley driver from the second rope. But he countered it into a gun stun. Gun stun, yeah. And Tama Tonga gets the 3 count. And Tama Tonga's on the board here with 2 points over Michael fucking Elgin. So that was pretty damn impressive, I thought.
Yeah.
13 minutes, 46 seconds this match went. So how did you like... I've never seen Tama do singles work, so this is my first time seeing him do singles work.
I've seen him occasionally.
This is his first G1 though, right? No?
I thought he was in it last year. I mean, it could be wrong. I don't remember. I don't care. I don't really care about Tama Tonga, so I didn't.
But he did good here.
Yeah, it's all right.
You really don't care about Tama Tonga?
Not really.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I thought it was impressive for a tertiary dude, and he's good. I like him. I like him and his brother. They're really like. I've grown to the Tongas,
team, but I don't care about him like his single stuff. Mostly because I know he's not going to win this block. So
yeah, well, they got to start putting more Bullet Club guys in there because I'm pretty sure everybody except Chase Owens and fucking Hangman Page are in this G1, and there's really no one. Takahashi's not even in the fucking tournament. I think he's been in the tournament a couple of years, but who cares? Got to get some of the Tongans in there. So we have the next match. We have Evil versus Sanada, 2 LIJ stable mates going at it here. And the one thing I liked about this match a lot was the fact that this was definitely no Takamichinoku versus Taichi from the Super Juniors tournament. This was 2 guys who are both complete cocksuckers, so they're going to be cocksuckers to each other, which was very interesting. So an attempt to match Evil's unbelievably ridiculous fucking entrance attire, Sanada just bought a fucking mask with horns on it. That was his effort. That was his attempt to match Evil's getup. What a lazy fuck. So they shake hands and acknowledge the code of honor. Evil then kicks him in the gut because at their core, they're both fucking assholes. Bunch of tomfoolery occurs. Evil does a guillotine concerto to Sanada.
Almost took the camera guy out, too.
Let me repeat this. A guillotine concerto was done in this match. Did Red Shoes do anything? No, nothing at all. Is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Sports Commission going to get a hold of this of this guy? This
not
is
a chance.
Fucking preposterous. I want clarity in my rule book, okay? No tomfoolery with concertos. This is bullshit.
This tournament is important. You don't want to be
important enough to kill Sanada and ruin his fucking C4 and his neck. Good Lord of mercy. They get back in the ring and actually wrestle this time. By the way, all the tomfoolery in the beginning was obviously chicanery, but then afterwards, it actually turned into a really good wrestling match.
Yeah.
Evil runs the ropes, but gets countered with a bunch of leapfrogs by Sanada, who then takes over with a drop kick. Evil has him in a dragon sleeper on the top corner post. Sanada responds with giving him a fucking cutter to the outside that I'm fairly certain shattered his tailbone, because you heard his ass drop right on the fucking mat.
Yeah.
And it was disgusting. So they get into a hockey fight back in the ring. Evil hits the Darkness Falls, but can only get a 2 count. Sanada hits a TKO, but can only get a 2 count out of that one. Evil locks him into a new submission move called the Banshee Muzzle. It's his new thing. It's a chicken wing sit out sleeper. Mm-hmm. Crowd went crazy when Sanada locked him in the skull end. Finally puts away Evil with a Muda moonsault and gets the victory here. They gave each other a fist bump to acknowledge the fact that they're still both homeboys. 15 minutes, 46 seconds this match went. So I like the story here for this matchup was they know each other very well, because the counters were unbelievable in this matchup. They countered the shit out of each other, because that's what happens when you hang out and do ungovernable things with another guy all the time. So, what'd you think about the tertiary LIJ guys in this competition here, Anthony? How do you think they did here?
Yeah, it was all right.
They did really well.
Yeah,
I like this a lot.
We can't be doing these shows like the night after. We got to be doing them after we watch them because I don't remember shit.
That's true. Well, I remember. I write things down, and but this was a very good match. This whole night was solid, but it's impressive to see like the tertiary stable guys really showing up here in the G1 Climax. So we have, oh my god, Kazuchika Okada versus Toru Yano. This fucking match went pretty much how you would expect. Yano did some comedy stuff in the beginning. Okada wanted none of it. He whipped his ass on the outside and on the inside. Okada got booed. Every time he mocked Yano or interrupted any of his bullshit. And Red Shoes got bumped. So Yano went for the turn pad and just fucking bonked Okada in the face.
Yeah, it was very audible. Yeah,
it was extremely loud. To the point where I went, ooh, and I'm like, it's a turn pad. I don't know why I'm saying ooh for.
Well, I mean, it's like thick padding, like getting whacked in the head with high velocity.
He got fucking nailed with this turn pad.
It's not a steel chair. It still doesn't feel the greatest.
Definitely a bonk to the dome.
I also thought it was funny earlier in the match when Yano goes to untie the turnbuckle, and then gets stopped. Okada makes it a point to go back and retie the
what a good guy. What a company man.
Yep.
So Yano gives Gato a Manhattan drop on the outside for no reason whatsoever. When Okada goes to attack Yano up against the barricade, Jado stops him from doing it, or Jado stops him from Jado. Yes, Jado. I'm sorry.
Gato.
I keep those are two names that I will never get right together. Stops him from doing so, and so Yano pushes him into Okada. By the way, Jado's his corner man in this competition. Pushes fucking Jado into Okada, so they're both turned around, and then Yano low blows both of them. Yeah. What the fuck is that?
I know.
What the fuck is going on here? I sat my ass down in this very chair, looking at my television, and I was obviously writing down what I'm seeing. And when I saw this spot, I went, what is going on? Who writes this? Why is this happening? Yeah. So Yano fucking ball shots his own guy, and then he did it, by the way, in front of Red Shoes. Let that be known. And Red Shoes, when the spot went down, Red Shoes, I rewinded this spot to make sure I knew where Red Shoes' eyes were at. He saw Yano about to do the blow, and then he looked in the crowd and just went, oh, fuck, man, it's hot in this building. Can we fire these people? I want Red Shoes and Marty Asami fired and tried and fined $8,000. This is pathetic.
Tried for what and why $8,000?
Because they killed the commission, the refereeing, officiating.
They should have the referee license revoked.
Revoked, taken away from them.
Or at least suspended.
And fined 80,000 yen for their actions. So Gato low blows Yano in response. Nobody gets DQ'd at all, because why not? Everyone's dead on the outside. Both men get back in at a 19 count. Okada avoids being pinned by a bunch of roll-ups and pinfalls that Yano went for. Eventually, the tomfoolery comes to a close when Okada locked him in the red ink. Gets the win via submission. So no surprise victory here for Yano. I mean, we still have an entire tournament to go, but
there was no way Yano was beating the champion.
Absolutely not.
And it's fitting that he used a submission to beat him and not for the standard
Rainmaker. That just goes to show you exactly how far down Yano really is. That he's losing to the red fucking ink. Which do you remember him doing the red ink? It's been a while since winning with the red ink. All a long fucking time. So that's how
I couldn't even name a match off the top of my head where he
that's how third on the depth chart fucking Yano is here, tapping out to the red ink. So after the match, everyone sells their ball sacks, and they acknowledge that they're both everyone's friends, and the prank is all over. It was just a prank, It's just a prank, guys. Just a big fucking prank of blowing each other and being dickheads. 10 minutes, 31 seconds that match went. So now we have the finale here of the first night in the B block. We have Minoru Suzuki versus Kenny Omega. And the intro for this matchup, if you saw the G1 special like I did, When everyone obviously came up to the podium to say a few words or whatever before the tournament, and when Suzuki went up to the podium, he walks past Omega, and obviously he knows he's working him on this night. Looks at Omega, he gives him this fucking look, and Kenny Omega turned his head like this, put his hand on his head, and tried to ignore the fact that Suzuki was burning a fucking hole in his skull. It was the best thing I've ever seen. You've got Kenny Omega, who is like unstoppable right now, super charismatic, whatever, and Minoru Suzuki makes him shit himself.
He's like the scariest dude in pro wrestling.
I believe so. I believe so. Even the number 2 fucking wrestler in New Japan Pro Wrestling is scared from this man.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the story of this match. Kenny was fucking terrified of Minoru Suzuki to the point where he, on the English commentary, looked at Don Callis and he said, "Pray for me."
Yeah.
And Don said, I will, because I'm from Winnipeg too.
Yep.
So Kenny makes his way to the ring.
And Don Callis, who's also very scared of Minoru Suzuki.
Yes. A lot of people are scared of Minoru Suzuki, man. He is a terrifying dude. So Kenny makes his way to the ring, too sweet to everyone in the crowd, and being total fucking babyface. I don't know if this was because of the Suzuki match or just because it's a thing now that he wants to do. He's starting to be very...
well, this whole match, like, Bullet Club was very portrayed as baby faces. Like,
oh, absolutely.
From the run-in, from everything was very babyface from the Bullet Club.
There was a heel scale, right? I think it was like the Bullet Club and everybody else. Let's start with Chaos, the Chaos era. Then Bullet Club came in, bumped them up. Then LIJ bumped them up. And then Suzuki Gu-Gain and just fucking swept everyone to the side.
Yeah.
They don't know what a fucking heel is.
They're pretty much doing the Bullet Club tactics from a few years ago.
Yeah. So now the Bullet Club's like the babyface stable in New Japan, which is very awkward at this point in time, but still. So he would basically, Kenny being a total babyface, like I said, too sweeting everyone in the crowd that was trying to give him some love. Minoru gets in the ring, stares at Omega, who can't even look him in the eyes, can't even stare at him. The crowd chants for Suzuki when the bell rings, so I don't know why. I mean, maybe there was a Kenny chant. I don't remember if I heard it. I heard a lot of Minoru's going on. So Omega can't even have a proper stare down with Suzuki, he can't even stare him down that well. And then he gives him, he fires the first shot during the matchup. So I don't know if that was little mind games on the part of Kenny Omega. So he starts off with some chest chops, and then Suzuki just fucking jabs him in the gut. And I mean straight up, jabs him in the fucking gut. They go at it on the outside where Minoru has Omega in a calf crusher with his calf wrapped around the barricade. And that would be the story here, folks. The leg is where Minoru would go for. He beat it up with a chair and just kept assaulting it on the outside. So we get back in the ring. Kenny tries a second rope moonsault, but can't execute it because of his leg. So he has to pull off a moonsault with
one leg.
One fucking leg. Okay? You've got people in World Wrestling Entertainment who have broken legs and Seth Rollins, who do a bunch of other shit that they shouldn't be doing. Yeah. Kenny Omega sold this leg so much, he refused to use it on a fucking moonsault. That's how you do it. So Omega goes for a V-trigger, but Suzuki pulls Red Shoes in front of him, and Red Shoes gets fucking killed with a V-trigger knee. Suzuki-gun do a run-in because why the fuck not? Ref's out. Gotta get some bullshit here. They come in, beat up on Omega until Fale and Chase Owens come to clean house and beat up on the Suzuki Army. Fale escorts everyone to the back like the father. Takes them
grabbing him by the ear.
Grabbing him by the ear because they've just committed some bullshit on the playground. Taichi tried to hit Fale with the side of a chair until Taichi realized he just tried to gut shot someone who's has a rather large gut. So Fale looked at him and said, "You fucking stupid."
Yeah.
So Fale got rid of everyone, like we said. Back in the ring, Suzuki keeps working over the bad leg of Omega, who finally gets to the ropes after his knee got destroyed for about a good 5 to 7 minutes. Omega spits in the face of Suzuki, who then gets very pissed. And you're thinking, well, if you spit in the face of Minoru Suzuki, what could possibly happen? A, your children are dead. B, your children and your wife are dead. Or C, everyone you know is dead. Then Suzuki starts just slapboxing the shit out of him, beats the hell out of this man after he spit on him. And every single time Omega went for a big move, Suzuki would go for the bad leg to cut him off. Omega then finally hits a bunch of V-triggers to kill Suzuki, then hits a one-winged angel to finally put away the leader of Suzuki Gun. And I do want to note that in the midst of all the V-triggers, because Kenny's thing is towards the end of a match, he tries to kill people with V-trigger strikes. One of the V-triggers, if anyone remembers this, he hit him, and Suzuki fucking dropped like a fucking domino. It was the best goddamn selling I've ever seen of a knee. Everyone gets hit with a knee, and they kind of just drop back or fall really hard. Suzuki looked up at the sky and just dropped right on his ass. And
as you probably should sell.
Oh, absolutely. That's how you should sell. I mean, I was going to say the GTS, but the GTS you should like just get hit in the face and kind of just
flop over.
Yeah, crumble. So afterwards, after the match is done, Omega cuts a promo, says he survived, says the Bullet Club survived, tells everyone that they just saw the best match of the night, not this guy. Crowd starts to clap along with his theme, then he yells like a cheesy TV villain. I don't know why he did this, just probably felt like doing it. And then he says, yes, keep cheering for me. And that's how this night ended. 21 minutes and 24 seconds, the longest match of the night by about a good 12 minutes over everybody else. And so what'd you think of this, Anthony? Good stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. It was the matches were all right. Spoiler alert, I've already seen the A block stuff from today. It was a way better show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed all the matches. I was more maybe it's because I was up in the afternoon, I was more into it, but I really enjoyed those matches, but we'll cover that. We'll cover that tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we do have to do the B block is tonight, yep. So we'll do both. We'll combine both. So we got a lot of stuff to do here as far as the G1 tournament goes forward. And yeah, big match. Looking forward to everybody. Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. The CWC finale we never got to see.
Yes,
finally get to see it. And that's all we have here for the first night of the B block. We'll be back tomorrow night again to review nights 3 and 4. Nights 3 and 4. And the second night for both blocks. Yes. So we'll be back, and until then, take care, everybody.